Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another Storytime Quickies of the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. Tonight's tale, we will be doing a double feature tonight, of Tale 27, The Bremen Town Musicians, and Tale 28, The Singing Bone. So, the Singing Bone is 2 pages, and it looks like the Bremen Town Musician is about 3 pages. So, they're not too long. So get ready, grab your blankies, your snackies, get comfortable because it is story time. All right, let's get into this. The Bremen Town Musicians. A certain man had a donkey, which had carried the sacks of corn to the mill tirelessly for many long years. But his strength was going, and he was growing more and more unfit for work. Then his master began to consider doing away with him, but the donkey, seeing that trouble was in the air, ran away, and set out on the road to Bremen. There he thought, I can surely join the town band. When he had walked some distance, he found a hound lying on the road, gasping like one who had run till he was tired. Why are you gasping so, you big fellow? Asked the donkey. Ah, replied the hound, as I am old, and daily grow weaker, and no longer can hunt, my master wanted to kill me, so I took to flight. But now here I am, I too earn my bread. I tell you what, said the donkey, I am going to Bremen, and shall be town musician there. Go with me, and engage yourself also as a musician. I will play the lute, and you shall beat the kettle drum. The hound agreed, and on they went. Before long they came to a cat, sitting on the path, with a face like 3 rainy days. Now then, old Whiskers, what has gone askew with you? Asked the donkey. Who can be merry when his neck is in danger? Answered the cat. Because I am now getting old, and my teeth are worn to stump, and I prefer to sit by the fire and spin rather than hunt about after mice. My mistress wanted to drown me, so I ran away. But now good advice is scarce. Where am I to go? Go with us to Bremen. You understand night serenading. You can be a town musician. The cat thought well of it, and went with them. After this, the 3 fugitives came to a farmyard, where the cock was sitting upon the gate, crowing with all his might. Your crow goes on, said the donkey. What is the matter? I have been foretelling fine weather, because it is the day on which Our Lady washes the Christ child's little shirts, and wants to dry them, said the cock. But guests are coming for Sunday, so the housewife has no pity, and has told the cock that she intends to eat me in the soup tomorrow, and this evening I am to have my head cut off. Now I am crowing at full pitch while I can. Ah, but Redcomb, said the donkey, you had better come away with us. We are going to Bremen. You can find something better than death elsewhere. Everywhere. You have a good voice, and if you make good music together, it must have some quality. The cock agreed to this plan, and all four went together. They could not, however, reach the city of Bremen in one day, and in the evening they came to a forest where they meant to pass the night. The donkey and the hound laid themselves down under a large tree, the cat settled itself in the branches, and the cock flew right to the top, where he was most safe. Before he went to sleep, he looked around on all 4 sides, and thought he saw in the distance a little spark burning. So he called out to his companions that there must be a house not far off, for he saw a light. The donkey said, "If so, we had better get up and go on, for the shelter here is bad." The hound thought that a few bones with some meat on them would do him good too. So they made their way to the place where the light was, and soon saw it shine brighter and grow larger, until they came to a well lit robber's house. The donkey, as the biggest, went to the window and looked in. "What do you see, my gray horse?" asked the cock. "What do I see?" answered the donkey. "A table covered with good things to eat and drink, and robbers sitting at it enjoying themselves." "That would be the sort of thing for us," said the cock. "Yes, yes, ah, how I wish we were there," said the donkey. Then the animals took counsel together how they should manage to drive away the robbers, and at last they thought of a plan. The donkey was to place himself on the 4 feet upon the window ledge. The hound was to jump on the donkey's back. The cat was to climb upon the dog, and lastly the cock was to fly up and perch upon the head of the cat. When this was done, at a given signal, they began to perform their music together. The donkey brayed, the hound barked, the cat mewed, and the cock crowed. And then they burst through the window into the room, so that the glass clattered. At this horrible din, the robbers sprang up, thinking a ghost had come in, and fled in a great fright out into the forest. The four companions now sat down at the table, well content with what was left, and ate as if they were going to fast for a month. As soon as the four minstrels had done, they put out the light, and each sought for himself a sleeping place according to his nature and to what suited him. The donkey laid himself down upon some straw in the yard, the hound behind the door, the cat upon the hearth near the warm ashes, and the cock perched himself upon a beam of the roof, and being tired from their long walk, they soon went to sleep. When it was past midnight, and the robbers saw from afar that the light was no longer burning in their house, and all appeared quiet, the captain said, "We ought not to have let ourselves be frightened out of our wits," and ordered one of them to go and examine the house. The messenger, finding all still, went into the kitchen to light a candle, and taking the glistening fiery eyes of the cat for live coals, he held a match to them to light it. But the cat did not think it was funny, and flew in his face, spitting and scratching. He was dreadfully frightened, and ran to the back door, but the dog who lay there sprang up and bit his leg, and as he ran across the yard by the straw heap, the donkey gave him a smart kick with his hind foot. The cock, too, who had been awakened by the noise, and had become lively, cried down from the beam, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" became lively. Then the robber ran back as fast as he could to his captain, and said, "Ah, there's a horrible witch sitting in the house, who spat on me and scratched my face with her long claws. And by the door stands a man with a knife, who stabbed me in the leg. And in the yard there lies a black monster, who beat me with a wooden club. And above, upon the roof, sits the judge, who called out, 'Bring the rogue here to me.' So I got away as well as I could." After this, the robbers did not trust themselves in the house again, but it suited the four musicians of Bremen so well that they did not care to leave it any more. And the mouth of the man who last told this story is still warm. Hmm, that's a kind of good story. I mean, it's not necessarily a morality story. It's kind of just like an adventure. The It's like the protagonist meets a bunch of little merry companions, and they all set forth on a little hero's journey in a way. Um, Kind of interesting. It reminds me of something. Oh, it reminds me a lot of Journey to the West with like the monk and how he meets all the like different companions along the way. He meets like the shape shifting pig. He meets the Monkey King and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to see a different rendition of that. The Bremen Town Musicians. All right, getting straight into the next one. Tale number 28. The Singing Bone. In a certain country, there was once a great lamentation over a wild boar that ravaged the farmers' fields, killed the cattle, and ripped up people's bodies with his tusks. The king promised a large reward to anyone who would free the hand from this plague. But the beast was so big and strong that no one dared to go near the forest in which it lived. At last, the king gave notice that whoever should capture or kill the wild boar should have his only daughter as wife. Now there lived in the country two brothers, sons of a poor man, who declared themselves willing to undertake the hazardous enterprise. The elder, who was crafty and shrewd out of pride, the younger, who was innocent and simple from a kind heart. The king said, "In order to be sure of finding the beast, you must go into the forest from opposite sides." So the elder went in on the west side, the younger on the east. When the younger had gone in short way, a little man stepped up to him. He held in his hand a black spear and said, "I give you this spear, because your heart is pure of good. With this you can boldly attack the wild boar, and it will do you no harm." He thanked the little man, shouldered the spear, and went on fearlessly. Before long he saw the beast, which rushed at him, but he held the spear towards it, and in its blind fury it ran so swiftly against it that his heart was cut in two. Then he took the monster on his back and went homeward with it to the king. As he came out at the other side of the wood, there stood at the entrance house where people were making merry with wine and dancing. His elder brother had gone in here, and thinking that after all the boar would not run away, was going to drink until he felt brave. But when he saw his younger brother coming out of the wood laden with his booty, his envious, evil heart gave him no peace. He called out to him, "Come in, dear brother. Rest and refresh yourself with a cup of wine." The youth, who suspected no evil, went in and told him about the good little man who had given him the spear with which he had slain the boar. The elder brother kept with him there until the evening, and then they went away together. And when in the darkness they came to a bridge over a brook, the elder brother let the other go first. And when he was halfway across, he gave him such a blow from behind that he fell down dead. He buried him beneath the bridge, took the boar, and carried it to the king, pretending that he had killed it, whereupon he obtained the king's daughter in marriage. And when his younger brother did not come back, he said, "The boar must have killed him," and everyone believed it. But as nothing remains hidden from God, this black deed was to come to light. Years afterwards, a shepherd was driving his herd across the bridge and saw lying in the sand beneath a snow white little bone. He thought that it would make a good mouthpiece, so he clambered down, picked it up, and cut out of its mouthpiece for his horn. But when he blew through it for the first time, to his great astonishment, the bone began of its own accord to sing. "Ah, friend, you blow upon my bone. Long have I lain beside the water. My brother slew me for the boar, and took for his wife the king's young daughter." "What a wonderful horn," said the shepherd. "It sings by itself. I must take it to my lord the king." And when he came with it to the king, the horn again began to sing its little song. The king understood it all. He ordered the ground below the bridge to be dug up, and then the whole skeleton of the murdered man came to light. The wicked brother could not deny the deed, and he sewn up and was sewn up in a sack and drowned. But the bones of the murdered man were laid to rest in a beautiful tomb in the churchyard. Hmm. Morality story? Check. Short story? Check. Um, really, really sad ending though. I mean, for one, it's kind of like a Cain and Abel kind of story. The brother literally killed his brother, and it's so sad because it's like the younger brother was like kind of hard too. Definitely didn't deserve it, but man, this one left a really bad taste in my mouth for some reason. Um, but morality story nonetheless. They're not gonna be all bangers. What a great little read, though. Two stories down for today. I owed you one from yesterday. Next story is going to be Tale 29, tomorrow's. The Devil with the Three Golden Hairs is going to be the next tale. So look forward to that, you guys. I will be back tomorrow with more, I promise. If you are missed the stream, I'm gonna be uploading this straight to my YouTube. You can catch that on my YouTube Stigma XOXO. I You want to catch me live? I usually go live on Twitch sometime between 9:30 to 11. If you want to get notifications, follow my Twitter or x.com. If you're watching from Twitch, I have it posted right down here. There should be a little Twitter icon you could click to lead you straight to my profile. Make sure you're following, that the notification button is on. I tweet out when I'm going live, usually with like a little bit of notice. Other than that, I guess that pretty much sums it up. I will be uploading more tomorrow. Okay, so look forward to that. Cuphead DLC coming in. Tale number 29 tomorrow as well. So catch that tomorrow. Have a good one, and as always, don't be a stranger. Bye. Boop, beep, boop, pop. Oh, and also check out the other playlist. It should be somewhere down here on this side, and my channel. Make sure you follow it over here. All right, bye.